Who's going to be in, who's going to be out, who's going to be shaking it all about? It's going to be the last Algeria squad of the calendar year, but more importantly, the last Algeria squad before Belmadi names his final 23-man squad for the tournament itself. He is going to have some big decisions. There's some players very close in some positions of the pitch. I'm glad I'm not the one making the decision. He's going to have to make big calls. Big calls. But speaking of big calls, he's going to be making a few phone calls this week as to who is in the squad for the Algeria national team. We don't know yet. As of, we are always the last to reveal. My guess is a Friday evening, a Saturday morning. Anything before that, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Anything after that, I won't be surprised in the slightest. So, who should be in? I'm going to kind of try and make a selection here of who I would have in, but also who I think the manager is going to have in as well. So the names you see right now is actually 25 names. Now, if we're going to believe CAF, which is a big if, 23 will go this time. 28 went last time because of COVID. It looks like they're going to be bringing it back down to 23 again. And, of course, there's going to be less players to use. So, in terms of the AFCON squad, any injury-prone players will be harder to take to the tournament because you're going to have less replacements in the squad for the competition. So, anyone coming into those positions needs to be just as good, if not even better. So the goalkeepers, it seems quite straightforward. Now, I must add, with the Algerian domestic football, the league stopped for a few weeks, which has hindered a lot of the players that could have got into the squad. For example, a Belali, even a Rice and Bol here, Goudiora, if they're trying to get their way back in, very hard to make a case for it because they've literally not played any football at all. I think the league is going to be resuming soon, but it's international break now. Anyway, so Mandrea expect to be number 1, Zigba number 2, and Ben Bort, who has been nominated for CAF Interclub Player of the Year, one of the best local players, not played any football in the last few weeks, but as a third goalkeeper, it's okay. It should be as straightforward as that. Okija is injured, but he's retired from international football. I don't think he's going to reverse that decision anytime soon, or at all really. So defence again is quite straightforward. Ait-Nouri obviously missed last time with injury. If fit, he'll be in. Ben Sebaini has been suffering from a knee problem, but he was on the bench against Newcastle. So he was training. Missed the game against Bayern where they got slapped 4-0, probably because he wasn't playing. I think if he's on the bench, he should be fit to come, assuming he doesn't get any setbacks in the training process. So Ben Sebaini, Ait-Nouri. Also Larouci as well. Not really starting with Sheffield United, but he's playing more minutes than the likes of Johan Hadjam is. It's not looking good for Hadjam. He just can't kick a ball at the moment for none, so I don't think he'll be in. I think he'll go Larouci, Ait-Nouri for left back, Ben Sebaini, Mandy, Tuba, and then probably 2 guys as well. That's as good as done. Yusuf Artal, I think he'll still be here. Of course, he's not only banned from playing for Nice, he's also banned from playing in France in Ligue 1. So he's going to be put on a special training programme. I think you will see Yusuf Artal go to the tournament. But it might actually work in our favour. People are saying he won't be fit. He also can't get injured before the tournament. He can't get injured, or he's got a lot less chance of getting injured. So Artal getting suspended might be a blessing in disguise. He'll be in. He'll do a special training programme in Sidi Moussa. And I think Van den Kerkhoff will be in as well. But I have to say, Mehdi Laris has been playing very well for Stoke. What's interesting is he's not playing right back at all for Stoke. He's playing on the wing. He can play on the left wing. He can play on the right wing. So Belmadi, if he was to bring back Laris, it has to be in a capacity as a winger. I think it's a waste and also not his strength to play as a fullback. But as for this, I haven't got Laris in because I look at the wingers we have and I don't think he'll get into that at this moment in time. Midfielders, Sofian Faguli has brilliantly worked his way back into the squad. He'll be there. Zarouki, I spoke about him a few weeks ago. He's been very good. Badawi will more certainly be there. I don't think you're going to see Yassine Adli. There's a lot of talk about Adli, Shirky and Olise. Listen, I don't think any of those 3, even if they were to switch, will be involved in the Africa Cup of Nations. We're going to make that clear. I would not even be surprised if they played the France Olympics in Paris and then switched after that took place. That's my guess. That's my prediction. So I don't want to give any false hope. Yes, talks will take place for sure over the next few days with the FAF, but this tournament's come too soon for those players. And we've got plenty of new ones as well. You've also got the likes of Nabil Bentaleb, who's back fit again. I'd be putting Bentaleb straight back into this squad. I think we need another player like him. I really, really hope, I do not want to see Adam Zorgan at that competition. I don't want to see him here. I'd rather have Kadri than Zorgan. But at the moment, it's very hard to make a case for Kadri being in this squad, because there's big competition for places, especially when it's 23, 25 players as well. So I'd like to see Ben Taleb come back. Shaibi as well, he can play as a central midfield player. I'd be having him in here as well. So lots of choices for the manager to be making in that central midfield area. And of course, Hussam Aouar, if fit, has to be in and has to start every game for me. Wingers, Mahrez has done very well on the right. Boitnani, we know how good he is. He's also very raw talent, but he's not played much football. Rashid Ghazel's playing again. Adam Munas has been in and out of injuries. You know, Adam Munas and Rashid Ghazel are almost certainly going to be knocking on the door of Boitnani. It's going to be interesting to see what Belmadi does on the right-hand side. We'll stay with Boitnani for now. Bashir Baloumi, I don't get it. I'm not saying he's bad. To call him last time, not play a single minute, and then to take him to AFCON, I just can't see it happening. Hasn't been involved in too many goals as well since the last international break with Farense in Portugal. The left wing's more interesting for me. I think after what happened with Benrahma and the shirt pull against Egypt and the penalty going to Slimani that he won, I don't think he'll pick him. I want him to be here, but at this moment in time, unless an apology goes behind the scenes, and we know Belmadi wants apologies, he wants players to know he's the boss. I can't see Benrahma coming in unless that's happened. Benrahma hasn't been as effective, not started as many games for West Ham since the last international break. Let's see what happens. I thought Belali would have been a shoo-in if he kept playing the way he'd been playing with Mouradia, but that league stopped, so I can't see that. So I now go back to Amora left wing, which I really like Amora left wing. And Amora, goodness me, 8 goals in 9 league games for Saint-Gilloise in Belgium. He's been fantastic playing Europa League games against Liverpool as well. I think I'd play him on the left because I think Guiri has to be number 9. I think Yassine Brahimi, I'll put an option to be interesting. Yassine Brahimi, only 32, 33, not as old as we think. Get him back in there. Look at his form with Al Garafa, is it? Al Garafa, is it where he plays in the Qatari League? He was, well, the goals and assists he's putting up, I'm not just saying this because he's waving the Palestinian flag when he scores, as good as that is, he's been sensational. And there seems to be a more personal relationship issue between Belmadi and Brahimi. You know, he even was in the squad in 2019 when we won AFCON. It was at the squad at the last AFCON. So Belmadi has taken Yassine Brahimi to 2 AFCONs. He was player of the tournament in the Arrow Cup under Majid Bouguera as well. He's hitting right form at the right time. I think you could see Yassine Brahimi thrown back into that left-hand side with Amora. If he doesn't, he'll go with Benrahma, which I can't see happening. We've spoken about the right-hand side. Shaibi can play on the wing as well. Up front, Guiri will make that position his, no doubt about it. Slimani, I think, goes, not for playing ability. I think Slimani goes even if he doesn't play a single minute. I think for his experience, he'd be a crucial player in the dressing room. And then you've got players like Amora that can also play down the middle. And you've got to factor in the return from injury of Baghdad Bounedjah as well. Lots of decisions to be made. The squad for me will look something like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and then we'll react to the squad proper when it comes out, inshallah, and see what will be the squad for against Somalia at home and Mozambique away in the 2, which feels weird. FIFA World Cup qualifiers already, yes, but if anything for us, they're warm-ups for the AFCON. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one.